Continuing along with the Learning the Tarot series, today we are talking about the Four of Swords. So last time it was just a card of like not great times. It was grief and loss and unhappiness, either direction really. This card is about rest. Either way, really. One of these days I will not look like I just had like a crying fit in the middle of a video. Today's not that day. I'm still sick, and so when I get a coughing fit, this is what happens. Anyways, back to the point. So this card is all about rest and just retreating and just taking time to just recuperate, basically. Both of the books describe this as this is like the calm after the storm. So this is like after all of the chaos has ensued and you can just like take a breather, and you need to take a breather. Now, with whatever cards might have happened, especially if we're going in order, so like whatever the traumatic is that you're trying to deal with from the Three of Swords, this is like you need to like still experience the experience that you went through. Deal with it however you need to. Shadow work, journal, therapy, think it through, whatever you need to do to make it so that you're completely healed from the situation, basically. And this is your time just to not take on new things and just rest for a minute, because you've been doing a lot. You've earned a break. Now, both of the books mentioned that like this could be like after a hospital stay and you're in the recuperation stage. And honestly, it could also be for just like maybe the burnout stage of a job where you just need to take some time to rest and recuperate as much as you can. And especially like if you've changed jobs, like take some time between those, even if it's just a week or two, just to rest, chill, recharge those batteries as best you can. It's finally getting warm outside, have your lizard time. Whatever that rest and recharge is going to look like for you, this is the card being like, go do it. Now, the reverse of this card is kind of honestly the same message. It's reminding you and warning you that you need to take a break. You need to rest. And that if you don't listen to the card, because again, the swords are very in your face. And I'm starting to wonder, again, I mentioned this last time, I feel like this is where all the memes come from, where everyone's like, is your tarot deck yelling at you? I feel like this is the specific suit that yells at you a lot. Because wands weren't really yelling at you that much. So we're like, that sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, I feel you. This is like yelling and is like, you need to go rest right now. It will come to bite you in the butt if you do not go and deal with it. You need to go rest. You need to go recharge. You can't keep burning the candle from both ends. You're gonna run out. Go rest. And the other meaning of the card was really weird from the Idiot's Guide, so I didn't even include it, to be honest, because it was talking about like political upheaval and like just like the random stuff, and I'm like, that doesn't even feel like it like matches any of this, so no. We're just sticking mostly with the Modern Witchcraft Guide for this one, because it just didn't really make sense. And like, Idiot's Guide also said that it was like the card where he's like renewed and recharged and revitalized, but then it's like upheaval at the same time, and I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like it makes more sense that this card is yelling at you that you need to take your rest, because if you don't, you're going to regret it and it's going to come get you, versus like, oh, you're good. Like, even if you're following along in the storyline, going through very traumatic situations and having to deal with it, you're gonna need to rest and recharge and just chill for a little bit afterwards. That makes more sense. And I feel like it makes more sense to have upright is like, gently, you should rest right now. And reversed is like, you need to rest, go lay down. You can't outrun this. You have to rest. You're human is part of the humanness. You have to rest. You're not a robot. You gotta lay down. You gotta rest the mind and the soul and the body. Chillax. And I don't know. Idiots just didn't have the same vibe for this card. For the reversed, upright was the same. Just something about the reversed. It was just a little different. So I'm mostly sticking with modern for that one, because it did feel better. It did feel more like, yeah, that makes sense. Sort of like the last one, where it's like really intense emotional, temporary unhappy, you know? Again, the swords are seeming to be like the meanest out of the deck so far. I don't know if it's going to continue that way. I'm really curious as we proceed how it's going to go. But like wands never really felt this mean. These have all felt pretty like sharp, to say the least. Like, they have been like really hard-hitting cards, just back to back to back to back. And again, it makes me like want to go and see like some of the readings I've done over the years, because I've kept track of most of them. And just to be like, the readings where I had a gajillion freaking swords. What's going on at that time in my life now that I know about these cards a little bit? Because it really does make you question some stuff, because you're like, wow, these cards are rough. So, I don't know. I feel like this is just one of those that, like, I don't know. These seem to go better. I don't know what was going on with the Two of Swords, to be honest. That one just, maybe that's the point. Maybe that is the card of, like, confusion. And that's the point. I don't know. But, like, Three of Swords was a lot better. Four of Swords is better. So hopefully it was just the fluke of that one, where it was like, what are you talking about? So, anyways, this is a little bit of a shorter one, but nonetheless, I would love to hear your interpretations. Have you also found that the swords to be like the most of the like yelling at you of the deck? Or is there other ones that we get to that are gonna be worse? I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Huge thank you to my patrons. I'll have their names here on the screen. If you'd like to support me and get access to exclusive content, it is patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. Make sure to like and subscribe. I post every single day, and until next time, thank you so much for watching, and blessed be.